Well, I'm trying to sort this dog out. Come here. Come here.
Stinky butts.
Oh, we did it.
These are some great noises to be happening off camera.
Actually, and it's funny because I've gone live on YouTube, so
Nice.
yeah, so
Well, I've just hit record.
perfect. Look at that.
Well, thank God.
No,
Speak, dog, speak.
Yeah.
saving the other file.
Do we want to run the intro?
Yes, we do.
Oh boy, do we want to run it right now?
Yes, we do.
Let's do it. Let's see what happens. No, okay. Let's do it the old-fashioned way.
Clock out, come home, and drink away. To bash and burn the weekly plays. Sushi calls and sweaty balls, this is Scotch sporting.
Hey.
Yes.
So only Chris got to enjoy that.
Chris and our listeners.
Yeah.
Once Tyler adds it later.
I mean, I could play it for you now if you wanted to.
That doesn't make any sense.
Let's skip that part.
Play it again.
No, we're gonna skip that.
Oh, okay. Good.
Welcome to Scotch Sporting. When God help us, maybe we'll get our shit together one day. It's almost been a year together, boys and lady. We have a very, very full house today, so let's all make sure we're at our most opinionated and talk over each other as much as possible. We have...
Wait, what were you saying? Oh, what?
Wait, what?
That sound is all of our listeners just deleting this podcast.
Oh.
Yeah, unsubscribing.
So we have myself in our rabble brothel, Chris Taylor in Studio B.
Yep.
And in the main Rabble Studios, we have Tyler Hoskin, Mark Bunn, and Katie and the dog.
They just left.
Yeah, they're leaving. They may be back later.
Oh.
The
So
dog
then
is
it's just the four of us.
obnoxious.
God damn, the sausage fest. One thing, again, since we've been doing this almost a year, in an effort to finally get our shit together, I wanted to start saying when we are recording this podcast. So when people do download it, they know that we aren't just crazy and don't know what's happening. So we do record these on a Monday. And we'll release them usually on a Tuesday, sometimes Wednesday morning. Just for instances like last week when we went on and on about is John Scott going to play in the All-Star game, and Chris Taylor came in with a definitive.
He will not
answer.
play.
He
And
will
literally
not play.
the next day. Oh yeah, he's playing. Fuck.
Yeah, and then 24 hours later we release the podcast, and you look like a crazy person.
Well,
So we do record these on a Monday.
I would like to say for the record that I am a crazy person. So.
But about this, you were not
Right.
that crazy.
Okay. Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
So it is Monday, January the 25th, when you were listening to this.
Yes, it is. It is that day. I can confirm.
It is that day. Someone hold up a newspaper for proof of life.
Nah.
So let's just get right into it, and we will talk about football, AFC, and NFC championships. I'm assuming this is why Katie left the room. Okay, Tyler's holding up his phone, which
Perfect.
It could be a screen grab from anything, Tyler. You could have saved that from last year.
My notifications. Monday, January 25th from last year? That would work.
Science. Okay, so let's talk about sports, AFC, NFC championships.
Oh, let's.
Oh.
Which game do we want first?
NFC first. NFC first because it was boring.
The absolute bent over a table blowout.
What is wrong with Carson Palmer?
It was only 5 picks.
Only 5 and 2 fumbles.
It seemed like
100.
47.
Right. It was
And
not
it-
good.
and it wasn't necessarily bad throws. Like, the Panthers just were always there.
I haven't seen a game that bad by quarterback since Jake Delhomme. Or the Carolina Panthers of all teams.
Right.
4 interceptions, 1 game, just completely losing for the team.
No, that was
worse than Baldy Hoyer, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, no, it was worse.
worse.
Did
was
he
worse.
throw? How many did he throw?
He had about 4 as well.
Yeah.
But I guess at least we could say Arizona did put up some points.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Hoyer didn't put up any fucking points.
Yeah.
I didn't
Goose
think this
egg.
game, so I will do my humble brag. I'm the only one of us that still has their Super Bowl pick alive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bracket busted.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Everybody.
Mine is the least busted.
Yeah.
Now, but you had Carolina and the Pats, didn't you?
I did.
Okay.
So we are all bad at this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
we knew
please-
that.
Please keep listening to us, though.
Yeah.
Even though clearly we're garbage at picking football.
I mean, John Scott's never playing in the All-Star game.
never, ever,
Nobody
ever.
here has a bracket that's even close to correct.
Yeah. So I was the only one that picked the Panthers. Even I thought that Arizona was going to give them a better fight.
I don't even... looking back now, why would I ever in a million years pick the Cardinals? But I don't know, like that was...
Because they were one of the most fun offenses to watch.
None of that, but Arizona had a decent rushing defense and a pretty solid secondary. So you would have to think that the Panthers would have had to beat the Cardinals
Yeah.
for the rushing attack. Now, the Panthers have a great front seven, so the rushing attack would be obsolete for the Cardinals, which it was. But the secondary wasn't that great. But their secondary was great yesterday.
Yeah.
And their front seven rushing defense, so pretty much dominated.
It was a smoke show, like from the beginning.
Yeah.
Now,
I thought it was gonna be a high scoring game. Myself and a lot of people picked the over.
yeah,
I didn't think it was gonna be that over.
right. Now, the more important question is, did we all see the fan fall out of the stands?
Yes. He was just so excited.
Did you see it in super slow motion? Because it's fucking spectacular. Like,
then
he doesn't
they
even
put
put
the
his
thing
arms
down.
out. He doesn't even put his arms out. He's just like, and right over. It's great.
And they went over, God bless him, to make sure he was okay.
Yep. Because
Score
that's...
the touchdown. Are you
Oh,
okay?
are you okay?
just
Cool,
drop
let's-
piece of
yeah.
garbage.
All right. So, I think we don't really need to say too much else.
Yeah, steamroll game.
Yeah.
Let's go to the...
Oh, hold on. There is one more thing I want to say. After they're interviewing Cam Newton after the game, and they're like, so, next game's the Super Bowl. Cam's like, yeah, I don't even know who we're playing. Bullshit, you didn't. And so the interviewer's like, oh, well, I can tell you you're playing the Denver Broncos. He's like, oh, that's cool. And it's like, there's no fucking way you didn't know who won the AFC Championship.
Mm-hmm.
They showed the tunnel. Now they showed it was Arizona, but they showed them in the tunnel before the game. They had this fucking TV on watching the game. Don't fucking tell me you weren't watching the game. What were you? You had your fucking headphones on, listening to fucking Macklemore? Oh, no, wait. That's Russell Wilson.
That's Russell Wilson.
Yeah. You guys notice that song, Beginning of Downtown, is very similar to Safety Dance beginning?
Nope. I don't even know what that song is.
Okay.
Which one?
I know the
Safety
safety
dance
dance.
Yeah.
I know the
Because
safety
you're old.
dance.
Starts off with the...
Yeah.
It's exactly the same as Safety Dance, the beginning of it.
That's pretty funny.
Remix.
Yeah. Have a listen. It'll blow your mind.
That song came out hard out of the gate, and then no one listened to it.
Yeah.
It really dropped off the face of the earth. And goddamn, Chris, you're old. Google that song.
It's a song about mopeds.
No, I'm good.
It's a song about scooters.
Perfect.
With Ken Griffey Jr. in it.
Great.
Okay, so this is our blowout game, and we'll get to Super Bowl matchups after. The earlier game was the interesting one.
And
Denver Broncos.
It was a great fucking game.
Mm-hmm.
It was so good.
Denver Broncos and Peyton Manning versus the New England Patriots and Tom Brady.
Brady Manning 17. And if this is the last one, if this is the last Brady Manning game, it was the best one.
Fantastic.
It was the best one. It was the one to go out on.
It's been a back and forth legacy of this guy. I think we're gonna have a debate for a long time over who is the best quarterback of that generation, Manning or Brady, and Manning's kind of always been in second place.
Yeah, because I don't think it's hard to make an argument for Peyton. But yes,
he is the only quarterback now in NFL history that has won or gone to the Super Bowl
multiple times with multiple teams.
Multiple times with multiple teams.
Right.
So that's something. Tom Brady has always had an excellent team around him.
Well, he's had Belichick as his coach, who arguably is one of the greatest coaches of all time.
Now, how my one guy I was working with today, he's a Patriots fan, and he's like, I really would like to live in an alternate universe where Peyton Manning played for Bill Belichick.
Oh, he'd have like 5 Super Bowls.
5?
Oh yeah,
he might have 10.
I was lowballing with 5.
Right. Okay, let's think about this. Brady has been in the league as a starter, what, 16 years? 15 or 15?
2001?
2001 to now, so 15 years.
Yeah.
He has made the conference final
10 times.
10 times.
Mm-hmm.
He is more likely to make the conference final than he is to complete a pass.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, you can say like, and you guys know I'm a Broncos guy, and you can say what you want about Peyton, but you can't say that about Peyton.
No.
And what you can say about Peyton is 13-13 in the playoffs as of right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's about the rings, right? And yes, Peyton's got all the regular season stuff, but I hate that I'm arguing for Brady, but you can't argue. You can't argue against it.
No, you can't. That's why.
I think the only argument you can make is that he was just surrounded by a good team.
But I don't think that's...
And he always has been.
No, he's always had a great coach. Like, Bill Belichick, for one season, lost Brady in the first game of the season.
Right.
That team still finished 11-5.
Didn't make the playoffs, though, at 11-5.
Everyone else finished 11-5, 12-4 that year, which was crazy.
New England's always been good.
And they finished 11-5, though, that year, but they had the, 10th easiest schedule in NFL history that season.
But Matt Castle was their quarterback.
Right. And Matt Castle got a really good contract for being their quarterback that year.
He went to Kansas City with big money and shit the bed there.
Yeah.
And now he's maybe being replaced by Johnny Manziel in Dallas. I think if Manning wins the Super Bowl,
if Manning wins, if the Broncos win, he's retired for sure.
I was just, hey, do what I did.
Yeah. All I gotta say though, he should retire no matter what. But I think storybook ending, he retires, he wins the Super Bowl, retires, rides off into the sunset.
Would him winning change the conversation at all and
Not at all.
make it more of a tie between him and
Not
Brady?
at all. Not
Brady's
at all.
still the best quarterback of our generation.
I don't think. I mean, he's got what? He got 5, right?
4.
4 rings.
4. Sorry, he's got 4.
This would have filled the hand if they won.
So
No, 5 actually.
no,
Yeah, he would have been the only one.
Chuck Haley is the only one with 5 rings.
But
He's got 3 with the Niners and 2 with the Cowboys.
Right.
it's
5
crazy.
with one team would have been.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. So, okay, well, let's talk about the game. Since we're just talking about the Brady Manning legacy, let's talk about the game that we watched.
Because that was the storyline. But yeah, the game was incredible.
And I said this. I forget who I said it to, but that should have been the Super Bowl. I don't know what's going to happen in 2 weeks.
Right.
But that should be the Super Bowl.
It is actually a disservice that we've never seen those two guys in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And we never will, right? It sucks. But what a game. Okay, Denver's defense.
Got to Brady.
Von
every
Miller
single time.
was a beast.
Before the game started, Ian had made a bet to me. He's like, I think the Patriots are going to smoke by 14 points. I'm like, no, dude. If Denver can get the pass rush, they can keep the game close. Because Brady sucks against any sort of pass rush.
Right.
That was key. And then that game yesterday, Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware were all over.
Every play they were in the backfield. every play. He had no time to do anything.
His first half stats, he was like, what, 7 for 16 with like
Something like
89
that.
yards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The amount of texts I got from my father that mentioned the words importance of the O-line,
Yeah.
I think maybe hit 12.
Well, and the other thing is, whoever was lining up against Von Miller, I can't remember who it was, but Von Miller's already around him before he even moves after the snap.
Yeah.
Like, he knew the snap count so well, Von Miller did, that he was beating their own team
To it.
to it. Like, it's absolutely crazy. Okay, so we want to talk about the lateral pass, right?
Because that was weird and cool and caused my new football crush.
Your new football crush. Ooh, who's your new football crush?
My new football crush is seasoned NFL referee
Ed Hochuli. Why is that?
Guy.
Oh, did we see those pipes?
Holy shit, he's ripped.
He is ripped.
I have seen him ref in other games.
Yeah.
Oh man, the pythons on this guy. Someone call a veterinarian because they are sick. He can explain any rule,
Yep.
including this stupid lateral pass thing, and it makes perfect sense. He's an actual trial criminal attorney in real life. He just is also an NFL referee.
That's pretty cool.
And he's 65.
Yep.
This guy has 10 grandkids.
Now, interesting stat. Ed Hochuli has reffed now 7 games between the Broncos and the Patriots. The Broncos are 7-0.
Oh, wow.
I read 6-0.
No,
But
that was
yes.
6-0 going into yesterday's game.
Yes, Ed Hochuli, and so Twitter was going off on him. But yes, he is the interesting Ed Hochuli stat is he's now 7-0.
Oh.
And before that, when he reffed a loss, there was a 7-year gap between Broncos games that he reffed, which is apparently unheard of.
Huh.
Wow. Well,
So-
is he on tap for the Super Bowl then?
No.
God, I hope so.
No, he's not.
It's gonna be pants off, dance off in my house if he is.
For a
You know,
65-year-old, I love it. I love
He's
it.
so hot.
So, okay, so what did you guys think? Did you think it was a lateral?
I thought there were a couple things about the play. I thought it was a lateral.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was a lateral, it could have been a fumble.
Right.
And if it was a fumble, the guy on Denver didn't move. Like,
Yeah,
that could have cost them the game.
Hillman needs to move, and it would have cost them the game. And it would have cost them the game had Gostkowski, had he not missed the single point.
At the beginning, right?
No, that was because it was off that was the touchdown they scored. That was the single point.
Oh,
Like, it was off of this whole play. So had Hillman made a play on the ball, they don't get the ball at the 20, and they don't score that touchdown, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, is so many maybes, but how big is that missed extra point? You know what I mean? When it comes down to that at the end, now they got to go for 2.
It was a backwards pass, so
Yes.
it became the Patriots' ball.
Right, because
But
they...
it was kind of a fumble, and they just called it dead.
they
called it incomplete pass, so the whistle was blown.
Right.
But when the call got overturned,
It's whoever had possession.
covered the ball, they get it at the spot where the ball was picked up.
Even though he ran it into the end zone.
But because
Because the play was blown dead.
Now, if they hadn't blown the play dead, who knows whether
Would've been a-
who
would've been a
would've picked
touchdown.
the ball up, or if he would have scored the touchdown because he could have been tackled.
Right.
that reminds me of the 7th inning play with the Rangers and the Jays.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
that shit all over it.
Wait, what's the rule? And it ended. It could have, like, thank God, then the bat flip and Encarnacion and made it not matter,
Yeah.
and all those errors. This was the same. Like, thank God, Denver still hung
Yeah.
on to win.
Game. Yeah.
You know what, though? Because I saw a couple replays, and I think I definitely think it was not forward. It was not a forward pass.
Was it backwards?
It doesn't matter if it's not forwards. It's
Ed
a lateral.
said it was, and I have to go with him.
Right.
I didn't see enough replays to even.
Yeah, and they went to a commercial right as it happened. Are you fucking kidding me?
We don't know. It's the guy with the big orange gloves that signals the TV timeout. Is like, we don't know what we're doing. Go to commercials so we can figure it out.
So dumb.
And then the botched extra point, which again, thankfully, didn't matter.
Yes, it did.
Well, if they didn't lose by.
No, but they did.
No.
If he
they
makes
tied it,
that,
If they had that extra point, that touchdown, they would have.
They could have gone for the extra point and
on
tied it.
overtime.
yeah. And then if that game goes to overtime, Denver does not win. Denver scored 3 points in the second half. They did nothing in the second half. And if that game goes to overtime, they lose.
And then what made it heartbreaking, if I was a Patriots fan, which I'm not, so that's like, oh, the Nazis lost, that's heartbreaking. But I'm trying to see the human side of this.
Right.
The incredible Gronk catch.
Man.
At the very end.
How did, he was double covered, and he still catches that.
Because he's a beast.
He's not fair. It's not fair.
Google Gronkowski's penis, and it is not fair.
I don't think I'm gonna Google that.
Ladies, you should.
Anaconda? Is that what we're talking about?
Oh yeah, I was watching this with a room full of guys yesterday, and they did also Google his PP.
No moose knuckle, eh?
No, he's not.
I thought moose knuckle was. Oh yeah, you're right. Anyways, that was a gorgeous catch he makes in the end zone.
It was stupid.
It was
absolutely stupid. Like I said, he's not fair. He's 6'7". He's fast. He makes stupid catches that he has no business making.
He would be nice looking if he didn't have a gigantic schnoz. He has a big nose. I can't overlook that.
Yeah.
Penis or not, giant nose is a. No.
Helmet on. Just leave the helmet on. That way you can't see it.
It's still there.
That beak pokes through the helmet. It's that big.
God, I hope not. Fuck.
Anyways. And then the terrible, everyone's on the edge of their seat. I'm sure Katie wanted to shoot herself. Thank God Tyler conveniently left the house, sarcastic funny quotes, to go pick up his parents.
I missed.
Oh God, their plane's here.
Well, I better go so I don't get killed.
Your mom just called me. She's at home. No, they just got back from France. I gotta go get them.
From Wazikistan.
Antigua.
Oh, that also sounds made up.
That's not a real country.
that
they
sounds
just got
fake.
back from Antigua Bay when
That's a song.
Kokomo. They were in Kokomo.
they were in Kokomo.
Aruba? Jamaica?
Yeah.
Take it.
But anyways, the point is I have to go.
Yeah, I do not want to be here when this unfolds.
It's just a Tyler-shaped cloud of dust. So he just quickly leaves the house. And yeah, then the botched, terrible 2-point.
Well, I mean, I don't think there was anything botched. I think that just the pressure got there.
All I have to say is defense wins championships.
Yeah.
And you got the two top defenses in the Super Bowl. How about that?
Should be interesting.
And pretty much the number one offense.
Yeah.
And it's not the Denver Broncos.
No.
Well, I think we should next week do a very special Rabble Press Super Bowl
I like it.
prognostication episode.
I love
So
it.
we'll save most of our predictions for then. I think we'll come up with some fun props bets too for people to follow along. Like over/under on when you fall asleep during the Coldplay halftime show.
Under. I'm taking the under. I don't care what it is.
Do they just do Viva La Vida over and over again? Because that's the only catchy song that they have.
You know, I don't mind their music. I really don't. But at the Super Bowl?
You know how I know you're gay?
Yeah, like Coldplay.
Coldplay.
If I'm doing stuff I have to focus on,
Yeah.
Coldplay's good background music.
Right.
Because I don't notice they're on.
Right.
It's like Muzak. It's nice elevator Muzak.
Right.
Na, 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 na,
But are we excited for this Super Bowl? Like this seems like a good Super Bowl, right? Aside from the halftime entertainment.
Aside from the halftime show that I will not watch, well, I'll probably watch it. The only reason I will watch the halftime show is
Right.
at the party I hold, we have a question in our pool. What will the first song be?
Oh, okay.
Viva La Vida.
Okay.
It can't be anything. What do you kick off with if you're Coldplay? Maybe Clocks.
Clocks?
Yellow.
Yeah, Yellow.
Yeah, summer start. And you're all asleep already.
Fix You? No.
What was that?
No.
Speed of Sound? Is that a song that they do? Is that
Who?
Speed of Sound?
Let's go down on the speed of sound. All our songs sound the same.
Oh
We
man.
should put that in for our Scotch boarding props. Which Coldplay song are they going to kick off with? Because it's two. It's Viva La Vida or it's Clocks.
Yeah.
I also think you should play the beginning of The Scientist at the background, edit it through this whole podcast,
I love it.
and see if anyone notices or we get sued.
Or everyone will fall asleep, so this is a bad idea. We don't want people falling asleep.
Damn it.
Put it
Yes.
right at the end of the episode.
See, but I really like that song. I do. I really like that song.
No, I don't hate it either, but it's like, it's kind of...
It's not for the Super Bowl.
It's a little bit more like baby making music if you're really having tender sex with someone.
Oh, okay,
tender love
like-
making, not like 9 Inch Nails animal. whatever it's called. This is like
Closer. It's called Closer.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
They should do that Super Bowl. He's an Oscar winner.
He is?
He is, and he deserves it.
Trent Reznor has an Oscar.
Trent Reznor, not to like talk about a different podcast that we do, but Trent Reznor does some really good scores.
Yeah. The Social Network was great. Much better than the ass clown that did The Revenant. I can't wait for that Oscar podcast.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I'm so excited.
It's gonna be a gooder.
So we'll do full Super Bowl predictions next week, but things I want to think about. As soon as it was announced, Panthers are already favored by 3.5.
Of course, they have to be. They have the offense. They have the defense.
I'm surprised it's that low.
Me too. It'll go up.
See where the money goes, right? And then they'll change it accordingly.
Yeah, I guess. Tyler, are you smirking or?
I'm just agreeing with Mark.
Oh, okay. And do we think this is the last time we're going to see Peyton Manning for sure?
If he wins, yes.
If he wins 100%, but I still think it's like 99%.
I think this is enough to go out on top. This is a bit like, fuck you, I still made it to the Super Bowl. You can go to hell.
Times.
Yeah.
This is his fourth Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how he was the backup. This is the first time he was going into a season as the backup, but I don't know if he ever was.
No,
He was the backup in the one game.
Yeah, the prognosticators, whoever was doing the
Yeah.
Joe Buck and Troy Aikman were talking about how he was the.
Can we talk about the San Diego, LA stuff?
Oh.
Yeah, I read that the
We can talk
Raiders.
that after. But bring it up after.
No, let's do it now because I
Right
think
now?
that's for.
The Rams are going to LA
For sure, yeah.
San Diego is still a maybe.
Mhm.
So get this. If San Diego moves to LA, Oakland can't.
Yeah.
But Oakland will go to San Diego.
So they'd be the San Diego Raiders.
What the fuck?
Why does the owner of the Raiders think that San Diego is going to be a better choice than Oakland? Like, I understand he wants a new stadium. I understand that. But why does he think that San Diego, a team that just got out of Dodge, like what? Because and correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't Oakland have a pretty good fan base? Like, don't they have good support in Oakland?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah, they do.
It's why they went back to Oakland.
So why? I don't even want to know.
I don't get it.
I don't know.
I heard that and I went, for serious?
Yeah, maybe he's because it was last week. Were we talking about San Antonio, or was I talking to someone else about San Antonio?
You're probably talking about something
Okay. So because apparently he's brought up moving to San Antonio.
random.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so when the Rams move, LA is going to have 4 NFL teams, or California.
Yeah.
And the cities aren't super far from each other.
Yeah, but
LA is the second largest.
Isn't San Diego only like 2 hours away from Los Angeles?
yeah, but California is like super densely populated.
And LA has 2 of every other team.
Yeah.
Right.
But now they have 4.
The freaking Lakers.
No,
Clippers-
LA.
LA on its own.
LA on its own.
Except, oh no, I guess hockey. I guess you could say it's 2 because Anaheim is right there.
Yeah. Aren't they the... No, that's the baseball team. The
Yeah.
Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
Fucking
What a
stupid.
fucking mouthful. But the Clippers and the Lakers play in the same stadium, so it's not hard to fathom 2 major sports teams playing in the same stadium in the same league.
Mark's fun, gonna be right.
I believe I did call that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did call it that it was kind of a wash, but we're still waiting and seeing who's gonna move.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But-
So, it's the Simpsons episode when Bart keeps touching the cupcake and keeps getting buzzed. It's like the San Diego football team didn't work, so I'm just gonna try and move to San Diego.
Right? Like, why?
This time it'll work. Ow.
And it won't be till 2017 or 2018 if they move to San Diego.
Oh, okay.
So there'll be a year gap.
So they're just talking about it to make people mad.
Well, because the
Maybe.
lease is up in Oakland, right? That's why.
But it's like, why? What the fuck? The team just moved out of San Diego for a reason.
Because in German it means a whale's vagina. That's why they moved.
That's yeah.
Now, as I had this discussion with the gentleman I was all hanging out with yesterday, and I said I'd heard a lot that there's concern LA won't support another football team, let alone 2.
Right.
Because they're all about college ball. Can they support an NFL team? And they all said yes, as long as they win. Like the Chargers and the Rams are going to have a couple years to make this happen, because the city of LA loves a winner, and they'll support a winner.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's with anyone, really.
Yeah.
Except Toronto.
What are you talking about? What winner does? Oh, the Argos.
People just blindly following the Leafs.
Oh,
They're-
okay. I thought you meant like they don't support winners.
The Leafs Habs game, there were tickets available.
No, there were not.
Yes, there were.
Oh, that's insane.
The Leafs Habs game, there were
Oh.
seats available. Seats, not standing room. Seats.
Well, let's move to hockey.
Remember, the Canadians are the worst team in the NHL since December 2nd.
I know. And the Leafs are just the worst team in the NHL. Well, they're not, but
No,
they're
but
pretty
not doing
damn
so great.
close.
They're close, yeah.
Well, yeah. So let us move to hockey then. With I can't believe tickets were available. That's crazy.
I know. We
is-
got
And a big night too. There were
Yeah.
Dave Keon finally
fucking huge night.
came back and said, "Okay, I forgive your lease. I will come to this
Yeah.
ceremony, and I'll be on your Legends row
Yeah.
after I hate you so much."
Horton got on, and it was a big night.
Oh, they keep trotting out the old guys because they don't have anyone else.
Well, I mean, yeah, like there's nothing to get excited about with that team. There's nothing.
No, not this year. And this is my favorite stat, and it's not even a stat, and I'll just say over and over and over again, is not only have they not won since there were more than 5 other teams in the league, they haven't even made it to the finals.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Since you only had 4 other people to beat, and you haven't made it to the finals since. How is this tolerated? But I think we're seeing that turnaround of people kind of like, screw you.
Yeah.
Hopefully. They are shopping around Jonathan Bernier.
Yeah, as they should. But it's hard for a backup goalie who makes north of $4 million, who's not having a great season, where the backup is playing a lot better, making only $2.2 million, who's actually leading the NHL in save percentage, believe it or not, statistically.
Real.
Over Luongo and the Panthers.
Yeah,
Just
save
because-
percentage, save
just-
percentage, not its average.
Just because of how many shots he gets.
Yeah, but his goals against average is like at around 2, which is still
Not bad.
shockingly like good on this terrible team.
Oh, and that's always been Reimer. Like even before Bernier, he's been good, but
He's been decent.
when you get 3 goals scored against you, no one looks that there was also 45 shots. They
Yeah.
just see your.
But health has always been an issue with Reimer as well.
Mhm.
That's why they brought in Bernier to begin with a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Also for the looks.
I guess.
That's why they brought him in?
Just the looks.
Oh, he looks good.
Speaking of which, on my way here, I was listening to the radio, and apparently it got leaked that the Tampa Bay Lightning did offer Stamkos a contract, but the offer was only for $8.5 million per year.
Oh.
They
It's
turned
not-
it down? Or
Well, yeah, I would.
Full offer.
Yeah, man. Fuck that noise. So
North of $10 million, Stamkos is gonna want. He's gonna get that at least in free agency if he hits it. So
do
Yeah.
they
From the
do they
Leafs.
do they
Yeah.
just not want to re-sign him? Is that what you're getting at?
I heard also today he wants to stay in Tampa.
Of
He'd
course
like
he
to
does.
stay with the club. But that's what he's saying. Like
Right.
we've
You
discussed on
have
other
to
podcasts.
say that.
But
No one's
that's
gonna
what-
come out and be like, "I want to get out." The
That's
city's
what fucking
terrible."
David Price said,
Yeah.
yeah,
right? Like, and he's in Boston now, so
he went where the money was, and Stamkos will do the same.
Toronto's got a shitload of money.
They got
Well, speaking of Tampa Bay, we didn't talk about the Jamie Druin story on the last podcast, and it's kind of interesting. Is he being a shithead? I think I'm on the camp of he's being a shithead.
being a shithead.
What's going on now?
So Tampa Bay Lightning
Jonathan.
forward Jamie Druin or Jonathan Druin.
Jonathan, yeah. Why is it Jamie?
I want to say Jamie. He looks like a Jamie. He was a number 3 draft pick a couple years ago. So far hasn't lived up to his potential.
Okay.
He's been a healthy scratch a couple times because we know how I want to say Steve Yzerman.
Cooper. Coach Cooper?
No, is it Stevie in the head office?
Oh yeah, he's the general manager.
Yeah. So Yzerman's pretty cold when it comes to his players, like Martin St. Louis and everyone. So we know that about him. So Jamie, fuck. So he's Jamie Druin for the rest of the podcast. It was a healthy scratch a couple times. Kind of got hurt, so they sent him down to the AHL for conditioning. He is on an entry-level contract, so he isn't making much money, and he doesn't have much rights. He'd been in the AHL for what his agent declared to be long enough, and said, call him up. The Lightning said no, and so they said, okay, we're not showing up to work anymore.
Yeah, been suspended without pay.
Well, they said, trade me. They said no, so they said, fine, we're not playing anymore.
Huh.
So I'm a little bit on his side, because like the AHL is stupid and minor hockey and entry level contracts are terrible, and you have no rights. If you are signed to a team, there's really nothing you can do. As a restricted free agent, you're kind of screwed.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're young, you're really in no position to demand a trade. But also, he hasn't proven he's a good player. He hasn't been able to live up to his potential. And Tampa Bay should be able to send him down. Like, you don't have to play him.
Nope.
Just because he was a high draft pick. So it's interesting because he's being a little shit.
You're being a little shit.
Well, and they can't trade him because no one wants him right now.
Yeah.
It's like, well, here's a guy that he hasn't proven he can do anything.
Tampa's also asking for a lot because he is, in the end, a 3rd overall pick.
Yeah, that's true.
Relatively young.
But this is an unproven talent who clearly, if doesn't get his way, just won't show up for work. That's interesting. And the other hockey news is our John Scott. This was announced, I think, probably soon after he was announced to be playing in the All-Star game. John Scott will not be playing in the All-Star game. Yes, he will. He will be playing in the skills competition in a generic jersey.
Hilarious.
Like just a generic NHL jersey?
Yeah, a black NHL All-Star game jersey.
That's dumb. That's really dumb.
It's so stupid. It just makes him
Just give
stand
him,
out.
just give him a Coyotes jersey. What's the problem? That's who he's
Because he doesn't
representing.
play for the Coyotes anymore.
But that's who he's representing.
But he does not play for them anymore.
I guess.
So, which is a very interesting segue to basketball.
Yes.
And David Blatt,
Ha.
who should be the NHL or the NBA All-Star coach for the East.
Right.
But he's not.
He won't be because
He got
He's
fired.
fired.
fuck you.
He's got 30 and 11.
30 and 11. Get out. We don't want you.
Yeah.
The fuck out.
So here are some David Blatt stats.
Let's hear him.
Flat stats.
Blatt stats. Blatt stats. This is our new
I like it.
for Blatt stats.
Blatt
So
stats.
I hope he gets another job so we can have Blatt stats.
Blatt.
The Cavaliers have a .732 win percentage at the midway point this season. And that is the best win percentage at the time of a head coach being fired in NBA history.
I think of like
I was gonna say any
sports history.
sport. Yeah.
Any sport history, there has never been a winninger coach.
Right.
Like the fucking Bengals coach still has a fucking job, and he's 0-7 in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Blatt stat. He is only the third coach in the past 40 years to be fired this season after an NBA Finals appearance.
Wow.
Wow.
Blatt stat. He is the first head coach since the conferences began in 1970 to be fired when his team had the best record in his conference.
Yeah.
Since the creation of conferences.
Yes.
That's
He is
crazy.
the first coach to be fired when leading their conference.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Did we ever find out the real reason why?
LeBron. It's got to be
I know
LeBron.
it's LeBron, but has anything been like leaked out or a memo?
We'll never get a real answer.
Nothing's been leaked beyond he had lost the locker room.
But if they're 30-11, what difference does it make?
Supposedly, no one had faith in him, even though Blatt stat, he has the highest win percentage by any coach in Cleveland Cavalier history. Mm-hmm. Blatt stat.
Just a matter of LeBron thinking he can will his way again like he did last year. He figures that Blatt really had nothing to do with it. It was just all him and his
Probably.
crew, right?
Well, supposedly, the guy that took over, whose name I'm blanking on right now, Tyronn Lue,
Yeah.
they wanted him the whole time.
Well,
And
he play. That's what he was just out of the NBA like 3 years ago.
And he wasn't ready, so it was like, okay, be the assistant head coach until you're ready, and then we'll fire.
And halfway through the season is ready?
I think more is going to come out about this.
I hope.
It has to. Like, so, he's going to, like, diddle a kid in a locker room or something. Like, this was...
I just think this, like I said in our Slack chat, I think the coach is just a puppet for LeBron just to say, "Hey, this is what I want you to do. Go tell the guys."
Right? Like, I don't...
Well, apparently, LeBron...
It happened so fast. Like, he was fired at lunchtime.
Yeah.
2 hours later,
Boom. They announced it.
they announced a multi-year deal.
Yeah.
Not just interim head coach.
Yeah.
Right.
So they were sitting on this for
Right? Like, it was in the works for a while.
Yeah.
It had to have been.
LeBron probably went to them and said, "Okay, this is what's happening. This is what you gotta do.
Get it done.
Yeah, let's go."
I don't want this guy anymore.
Yeah.
He probably did it at the beginning of the season. If
LeBron was apparently very surprised. And he found out when we all did at 3:30 in the afternoon.
like it is 30-11. That's 41 games. That's halfway through the season.
Yeah,
Literally halfway through the season.
Leading the East.
leading the East.
It's crazy.
And now the entire country of Israel hates LeBron James.
with
That was the end
with
of
good
it.
reason.
So David Blatt is an Israeli citizen and used to coach in the Israeli Basketball League.
He might be going
And
back.
he's probably going back.
Well, I guess
Oh, he'll get a job somewhere else.
now the Raptors are only 2.5 games behind the Cavaliers for first. How about
And so
Perfect.
now who coaches the team? The All-Star team.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is who's
no,
gonna-
they said, because a lot of people were saying it should go to Dwayne Casey since they're the
Right.
second team.
Second team, and it's hosted in Toronto, so
Yeah, so why not? But I forgot what the ruling was. It's not gonna be Casey. Fuck, who was this supposed to be?
Well, Tyronn Lue said it should still be David Blatt, and that's like, no, that's stupid.
That's the why. It's like he's.
But that's like why John Scott shouldn't wear an Arizona jersey. Is that you don't play for them anymore. They cut you.
Not that, but there's no motivation for him to even coach that NBA All-Star game. What's the point?
I'd say I would and act all enthusiastic.
What, bench LeBron the entire time?
And then just bench LeBron and then grandma shots from half court. Because it's a meaningless game. And I liked a lot of other head coaches came out after the firing. And Rick Carlisle of the Dallas Mavericks was one of the big ones. Who said it's embarrassing for the league
Oh yeah.
that happened. Like, it's disgusting. And then I think Popovich from the Spurs also said the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like, this is stupid. How do you let this happen?
It must have gotten personal. It's got it.
It clearly, it had to get
Yeah.
personal. or LeBron James is anti-Semitic, which I'm going to spread now. According to the Israeli news, he's the most hated man in Israel right now.
That's
Crazy.
All the Israeli blogs that I subscribe to said the same thing. While we are still in basketball, we talked about something very interesting on the last podcast, super briefly.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted Mark Bunn to do some research on it because they are playing tonight.
Yes, huge.
Remember, this is Monday, January 25th. It is a showdown between the Golden State Warriors and the San Antonio Spurs.
They're tipping off in 4 minutes.
Why the hell is no one talking about the Spurs? The Golden State Warriors are 40-4. San Antonio Spurs are only 38-6.
Mm-hmm. You know, I think it's because Golden State is that new sexy team where it's like all these young hotshot stars, whereas the Spurs
and Steph Curry is making the ridiculous shots that hit the highlight reel. And
yeah.
Well, I guess, pardon the pun, they're just splashier.
Well, they are, right? They're a lot more fun to watch because they're that run and gun shoot team.
And yeah, they're a shooting team.
Yeah, they're just making ridiculous shots. They're coming off an NBA championship. And they had that start, that record-breaking start. Now the Spurs are...
But the Spurs has almost a similar start. Like, they didn't go on the same...
tear, yeah.
Run.
Okay, so here's some stats. So I looked at all the stats between the Warriors and the Spurs, and they are, like, ridiculously close in every single stat, except for a couple. One, obviously, 3 points. The advantage to Golden State. Offense, slight advantage to the Warriors, averaging 114, whereas the Spurs are only averaging 104. It's not that big a difference. But defense is where it's at. So those Warriors are allowing 102 points per game, whereas the Spurs are only allowing 89.
Wow. That's a huge
So their margin
difference.
victory is better. So it's all a matter of, I guess, offense and defense. Because if you look at their overall stats, Golden State is first in scoring, San Antonio sixth. In rebounds per game, Golden State's fourth. The Spurs are seventh. Assists per game, Warriors are first. Spurs are third. And in defense, the Warriors are 18th, whereas the Spurs are number one.
Wow.
So there's your big difference.
Does defense win basketball games the same way defense wins a football game?
Defense wins championships.
And here's the thing. I looked up the stat because I wanted to look... Because Tim Duncan isn't playing tonight, unfortunately.
No.
But he was very fortunate to join the Spurs team because the year he joined the Spurs, they had just come off a 20-62 record, and that was because literally everyone on that roster got hurt, including David Robertson, who at the time was their main guy. So the year before that, they finished at 56 win, and then going to that next season when Robertson got hurt, they absolutely tanked it, and then lucked out and got Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
So they had the Twin Towers. So ever since Duncan joined the league, Popovich has had 1,005 wins, 433 losses for a 698 winning percentage.
That's ridiculous.
So that's an average of about 57 wins per season.
According to Cavalier logic, he should lose his job, though.
Yeah.
That win percentage is much too
way
low.
too high.
Because he got at least 750, right?
I don't know. LeBron would not. I don't think LeBron would fire Popovich.
Well, my two things I looked up when I was comparing the teams briefly too. So both, I just wondered. So my more outsider perspective on basketball, the Cleveland or God damn it, Golden State has the splashy players.
Mm-hmm.
And aside from Tony Parker, I can't name anyone on the Spurs.
Well, you know Tim Duncan.
Now I do because he hurt his knee.
Okay.
So 5 minutes ago when you just said his name. No, I'm kidding. I knew Tim Duncan. But like they have the stars.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas San Antonio is kind of all good. And so both teams have 4 players and only 4 players with more than 10 points a game.
Yeah.
Golden State's top 4 has more points per game than San Antonio's top 4. But after those top 4, Golden State's players just drop off.
And here's why. The starters, 3 of them, are averaging over 30 minutes per game. For the Spurs, only 1 starter is averaging more than 30 minutes per game.
Wow.
And that's because the Spurs are an older team, though. So that's probably why Popovich is spreading the minutes.
Yeah, but after those top 4,
yeah,
it's pretty even of how many points people get. Whereas
just throwing them in, right?
Whereas Golden State is like, it's the top 4.
4 guys in there, yeah, 4 guys, yeah, let's...
Yeah, 12 points per game. It's like something like 16 points or 12 points per game, and then 7.
Yeah.
Like, that gap's really big, whereas San Antonio is kind of like 12, 10, 11, 8, 8,
Yeah.
7-7. Yeah. So they're all good. So who's winning tonight on Monday, January 25th?
Because both teams haven't lost at home all season. No, it's Golden State. Golden State's the home team, so Golden State will win.
Because Golden State's losses have all come on the road.
Yeah. Same with the Spurs.
All
Teams are undefeated at home this year.
so their combined 10 losses have all been on the road?
Yes.
Why does home court advantage matter in basketball?
No idea.
Segue to something I want to talk about that is not on our list, so I apologize.
Uh-oh. I'm unprepared.
Yeah.
The Arizona State, I think it's Arizona State's curtain of distraction.
Oh, I saw it. So
Holy
good.
shit.
Was it the
is this the basketball game?
the baby,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The baby was
They
somewhat-
mocked the baby giving
Oh
birth.
no. Oh,
The
okay.
baby was the baby was like Stanford or something.
No, it was a high school. The baby one was a high school.
So Arizona State has the curtain of distraction. So behind the free throw, they have a black curtain, and you need to Google it. Anyone listening, and also Mark Bunn, who looks like he doesn't know it.
No, I don't.
It's a big curtain, and they open it up, and it could be anything. They've had an Elvis impersonator. They had a clown juggling hula hoops on his arms. They had two guys in unicorn horse heads humping each other. Then you don't know what's coming out of the curtain, and the best was opening it, and two naked cowboys
Yeah.
just came out and twisted each other's nipples.
That's pretty awesome.
Because Arizona State is terrible. So this is the only way they're winning.
I love it.
These pictures are pretty fucking hilarious, right?
Yeah, they've been doing it for a while. It's just kind of getting steam right now. But yeah, it was a high school did the same thing with someone fake giving birth.
It was so good. And the guy missed the free throw too.
Yeah. So if you haven't Googled that, you need to Google that.
Yeah, you do.
So San Antonio Spurs is a lovely transition to what I want to be a new weekly segment on the podcast. Tyler, if you can get the sound effect ready, whenever you're ready, introduce our new weekly segment. Welcome to Scotch Boarding's Taylor Bird's Bra Burning Story of the Week. So if you can't tell, that's a roaring fire in the background. Or
Man,
it's just someone crinkling paper in front of their microphone.
your bra must be so charred right now.
Hold on. That might be a little better. So I want to do a weekly segment on what is going to make me torch my bra. And this week, it is the first female coach in NFL history.
Mm-hmm.
So Catherine Smith, woo! You can play this sound again.
Can you not hear it?
No.
Yeah.
There we go.
What a soothing sound. This is like the Fireplace channel on Rogers.
That's exactly what it is. It's 3 hours of crackling log fire.
Oh, that's so gentle. So I'll just gently roast my bra on an open flame.
There you go. Maybe put a little marshmallow and a little like chocolate and some graham crackers. Get the s'more bra.
Yeah. Brought to you by the S'more Bra. That's just melted marshmallows on your nips. Ooh, new idea for a sexy Christmas present.
Oh.
Anyway, so Buffalo Bills hired Catherine Smith, the first female full-time assistant coach. There was one hired last year, but she was only temporary and only the practice team, so she was shit-canned. But I don't know, when I read what her actual job title was, could there be anything that sounded more womanly?
What
So
is it
Catherine
again?
Smith was
Quality-
hired as the quality control
Special teams?
of special teams.
Yeah.
What the hell is that? That's making sure their uniforms are all pressed. Like, that's the most womanly.
Is there a chance that this was like a PR thing?
I don't know, because Rob Ryan, she's worked with Rob Ryan for, I think, 13 years. So I think this is his way of...
I love that fire still rages.
Yeah. I think this is his way of, I don't know, I guess, giving her a pat on the back, thanks for all the hard work. Here's a promotion. You deserve it.
to
Maybe.
quality control.
Yeah.
That's pressing their pants before the game.
Maybe.
Make sure the cleats are nice and clean.
Just this is doing our laundry. Like, quality control makes me also think of someone in the kitchen just making sure all of the food is up to snuff. Like,
Right.
God bless her for now being in history, but this is like, could there be a more womanly job title?
I don't know.
Anyways, so thank you so much for Taylor's burning story of the week. Hopefully women do other things.
So you can do it every week?
So I can do it every week, but we're women, so we probably won't. So news in brief. We have tennis news. I kind of want the fire to keep going. Do you still have that up?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. I'm ixnaying the fire.
It's a shame you're not in studio there.
That's true.
So tennis news, Eugenie Bouchard was eliminated almost immediately. I think she made it into the first round because her opponent was like a Gatorade bottle. And then when she faced an actual human being, she lost immediately into the second round. It just came out today that Johnny Manziel did the one thing again.
He did.
You did the
He
one.
did the thing.
He did.
Don't do that one
I'll
thing,
be-
Johnny Manziel.
Well, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get drunk and watch the AFC Championship.
Yeah, he was absolutely banged up watching the AFC Championship in Dallas and not really hiding who he was. Doing shots, dancing in front of the big screen TV. So he's still under contract by Cleveland, right?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, but
So it's like
he's going to get cut.
he has to be. Like, just he did the thing. He did the one thing we asked you not to do.
Yeah.
Again. So when are we going to hear that he's getting cut?
I think after the season's done, because they don't want to take away from the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah. Well, he's taking away from just partying his ass off. And my other brief news I learned yesterday, and Chris, I don't know if you knew this, CFL, interesting stuff.
Oh.
You might know this already, but this was new to me. The end zone, when they move into BMO Field,
Yes.
is going to be smaller.
That's what?
So the CFL end zone's 20 yards.
Yeah.
15, isn't it? It's 15 yards.
It's going to be 16 at BMO. Like, it's going to be, the end zone is going to be different dimensions because they can't make it any bigger.
Okay.
I know
That's-
it's 20 yards. It's not?
I think it's 20 and then it's going to be 16.
Maybe
It's
it
gonna be
is.
smaller.
Maybe it is.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Hold on.
I learned
Funny,
this
I
yesterday
just Googled it.
Yeah,
It's 20 yards.
20 yards. Okay.
from an Argos insider.
So it's going to be 4 yards shorter.
Smaller.
That
At BMO.
how can they do that?
Right? Because then that got us into a quick discussion about like dimensions and home field advantage and things like that. And baseball has wacky dimensions, so why can't other sports?
It's funny.
Hockey's doing it now.
I was talking to somebody about this as well, and they're like, "How can all the baseball diamonds be different?" And I'm like, "Because this sport's been around for 150 years."
I know. This will be, I think, the third time I've had this discussion because it came up recently, like last week too, and this should be a whole other podcast.
Right.
Maybe a whole other discussion next week after our Super Bowl talk because we've gone on for quite a while. Yeah, baseball. Like, why is baseball? They're so meticulous in their stats keeping, and they have different dimensions. But baseball is a sport of cuz
Home field advantage.
Well,
it's
that's
tradition.
Okay.
the flagpole on the field.
Where did you get this information from about BMO?
From an Argos insider.
Oh, this is inside information. Wow,
Yeah.
are we really breaking something?
Yeah, I don't know. He was pretty open about saying it because that's how we got into that discussion.
Okay, I can't see that being the case. I cannot see them unless they go league wide and say we're changing from 20 to 16 or to 17 or to 15, or it has to be the same. And you
Yeah,
can't.
maybe they'll change it.
But you can't. Why would you change it?
No, I mean maybe the Argos will change it, but yeah, it's something to do with the BMO. They can't expand the field, and the field is only, I don't know. So that it could. This is interesting Scotch sporting potential breaking news.
Well then.
Yeah. So next week, I think, should be our big Super Bowl spectacular.
I like it.
If anyone has any other sporting information aside from go Broncos, go Panthers.
Not Panthers.
My dad humbly admitted defeat. And by admitted defeat, I mean claimed he was rooting for Carolina the whole time. When before that, he had been sending me, like, go Cards messages. And he was like, did I say the Panthers looked mentally unsound? You can't prove otherwise. Is this birds chirping in the background now?
It's been playing for like.
I've heard it. I've been trying to ignore it.
It's rainforest sounds.
Oh, I like it. What about, does the aquarium have any sound?
Listen. I'm hearing that they're taking out the north end zone at BMO.
No, they're retractable seats.
Okay, I'm really the north side is retractable.
It will be.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try and dig up more dirt on this.
I want to know more. I want to know more.
I'll get some more info on this, but that's what I got.
Awesome.
Drunkenly yesterday. So let us say goodbye to Scotch Sporting. I wanted to do a social media plug. We now have Instagram. We've joined 2012.
Hey.
So please follow us on Instagram. We're at Scotch_sporting. We'll post lots of pictures of usually me just being drunk at sporting events.
What
like
more
I
do
was
we
at
want?
The Dome.
How about your parents supporting, you?
Oh yeah. I played in the Dome in a tournament. It was incredibly lame. I'm really glad I played. It was crazy.
That was quite the single you hit, though.
It was a game-winning single. It was fantastic. It was a timed game, and you couldn't start. So the single that I posted on Facebook was Mr. Peanut.
Yeah.
But at the bottom of the 7th inning in our first game, or 6th inning, you couldn't start a new inning after a certain time. I was up to bat with seconds to go.
Yeah.
So it was get out quickly so I can start a new game or a new inning.
Nice.
Or hit the ball.
Right.
And I was swinging at everything, struck 2 strikes, third one finally connected, hit a double. So hit myself and someone else into scoring position. Mr. Peanut comes up, cashes us in.
Nice.
And then on a botched overthrow to first, we win the game.
Nice.
My parents are going crazy with their go Cutner sign. the dome's dead silent because it's actually quite lame. So all you can hear is my mom going, woo. And then we proceeded to lose our next 2 games by quite the margin. But it was really cool to be standing on the Dome. So please follow us on Instagram for more of my shenanigans. And I'll give everyone else the password so you can post really cool filtered pictures of yourself. So follow us on Instagram at Scotch_sporting. Follow us on Twitter at Scotch Sporting. Like us on Facebook and subscribe to our podcast. Subscribe
comment
to us on iTunes. Comment. Please rate us.
Like this video. Subscribe to YouTube. Everything. We're everywhere.
We're everywhere.
Everywhere.
And if you like the Fireplace channel, we will play it more in all of our podcasts. Give us a good review, and we'll just overlay me doing the scientist behind all of our podcasts from now on. So everything you can to like us, give us a review, and we will do absolutely anything you want.
Anything you ask. Anything you ask.
Anything you ask, just rate us. We'll do anything. Mark Bun's making a face, but including that, Mark Bun.
Mark Bun will do anything you say.
Mark Bun will do literally anything you say.
Especially if it's in the form of a bet.
Right. He can't say no to a bet.
So just know that when you go and rate us on iTunes, like us on Facebook, or comment on Instagram or Twitter. But thank you very, very much for listening. I love your beard.